Here we've got a 4-gang extension lead, and I've tested all the cable to make sure that there's no breaks, nicks or cuts in there. And then I've opened up the plug. I need to find that. Can you see on the neutral terminal there? I'm not sure if that's rusting or if it's some kind of burn, but I've given it a sniff test and it doesn't smell like it's been burning, because you can really smell like electrical burns, kind of like stay with it forever, kind of like, you know, you can really smell an electrical fishy smell sometimes, or metallic sort of smell, but that doesn't have any odour to it whatsoever, so I'm thinking that's rust. However, I am going to change the plug just to be on the safe side, so let's renew that plug. So what we're going to do is we're just going to snip it off there like that. I'm just going to make off a new bit of flex in there, so I'm just going to cut around there, just nip it with my little side cutters, just making sure that I'm not going too deep into the inner cable there, and then I'm just going to slide my side cutters around like that. There we go, and then just pull that, and there's actually zero damage to any of the inner cables there. So then I open my new plug like that. I've already taken off the rewire part. A lot of people leave those on, take them off, they're fire risk, so we take those off. Then I'm just going to open up the cord grip so I can slide my cable through like that. Just push that in a bit just so I can slide those underneath like that. So I'm just sliding that through, twisting the right, brown to the right. I'll show you it properly in a minute. And then before I even start to size these cables up, I just nip that cord grip up just so it doesn't come out while I'm trying to adjust it to the length. So give it a good nip there, look, like that. So I'm left with 3 cables, which I'm now going to size up. The first one I like to put in is the earth cable, so I just need to take a little bit off that. It's only about 5mm, something like that, and I've just pulled off a bit of the insulation from the inner cable. Doing the earth at the minute, so I'm just undoing the screw, push that up a little bit, and then I just feed that into there, so it looks something like that. I'm just going to nip it up. Don't have to go mad here, just nip it for now. We'll do the final terminal check at the end, so just push that down, and then the next thing I'm going to do is size up the neutral. So I need about half of that length. I'm just going to cut that off, get my little nippies, pull off a bit of the insulation, copper core there. Just need to work, just do the terminal, and I'm going to push that in. Some people like to bend those over. There's no right or wrong. Some people put little terminals on the end, soldered terminals or crimped terminals on the end, however you feel comfortable. To me, as long as it looks neat, be the pull test, it doesn't pull out, it's sufficient. But you can go to the nth degree. I mean, people do fuse boards and make them look absolutely immaculate. Everything's in line. It's great for art exhibitions, but in the practical world, and you've got loads of things to do and test, you're making it to a good standard. It's not unsafe, and I accept that sometimes there's best practices and this, that and the other. My standards are very good, very satisfactory. So I'm just nipping up this final terminal now, which is the live brown. So that's a rewired plug. I'm just going to put the final terminal in. Just show you that look. So it's very neat. And I'm just doing my final check before putting the plug top on, just nipping up those terminals. But when I'm tightening these up, I'm not giving it a lot of force. I'm just feeling for it without over tightening, because people round off screws and all kinds of things. So I'm just twisting my hand, just feeling for that it's tight enough, and I checked on my terminals, so I'm happy to tighten all that up now. It's an extension lead, so we prefer a 13 amp fuse in there, so that's good practice. Unless it's a 10 amp extension, then you put a 10 amp fuse in it, and so on and so on. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug it into my tester and do an extension lead test. So there we go, I've got my extension. It's a surge plug, so I need to put it on a surge setting, so that's F on mine, and it's a surge protected lead. I'm now going to press test. I'm all plugged in there, look, end to end, and there's the new plug that I've just put on it. So let's see what it does. Pass all, 0.16 ohms for earth, greater than 19.99 mega ohms, and it's good, which means polarity is good as well. And now I'll just put 4GEL, which is abbreviation for me, 4-gang extension lead. I'll make it say 4-gang extension lead on the customer report, but there you go, that's a pass with a brand new plug. Not forgetting the sticker.